Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Let's Talk News on this Thursday evening. Um, we have lots to talk about. Most excitedly, or most excitingly, is what's going on right now with the TSA and with the Democrats and the Republicans, and their inability to get the TSA agents paid, because I don't know if you all recognize or know this, but the Democrats have been carrying on about, oh well, Trump should just allow for the funding. We will fund. They said we will fund the DHS, but not the TSA. Let's see, I'm getting a reflection. Oh, sorry. I'm getting a reflection here, but not the ICE. So, but the Republicans are refusing to negotiate and do that. So, they kept on trying to throw it in the Republicans' lap. So last night, Thune said, "No, yeah, okay, we'll fund everything except for ICE." And they did a test vote, and the Democrats again voted no. They were the ones who put forward the negotiation, but they voted no on it because they wanted to go back. And they decided that since the Republicans capitulated to fund all of DHS except for ICE, and remember, everybody, ICE is being paid through the one big beautiful bill because Donald Trump is smart and he knew things would come to this. So now they said that they want the border to be open. You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. So that's where they are. They said they wanted DHS paid so that TSA could operate and they could relieve the pressure on the airports, and the Republicans agreed, and then they backtracked and said no anyway. So it's crazy shit, and there's all kinds of people talking about all kinds of things and all kinds of pay or ways to pay. But Donald Trump just decided, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to get them paid. I don't know. You can't see it. No. Okay, I'll read it. This was just posted on Truth Social moments ago. The radical left Democrats and their leader, crying Chuck Schumer, have made it very clear where they stand, and that is on the side of criminal illegal aliens and not the American people. They are refusing to fund immigration enforcement unless the Republicans agree to their open border policies, which will never ever happen again. They almost destroyed our country, allowing 25 million people to enter from prisons, mental institutions, and insane asylums. Those are drug dealers and thousands of murderers, many of whom killed more than one person. Because the Democrats have recklessly created a true national crisis, I am using my authorities under the law to protect our great country, as I always will do. Therefore, I am going to sign an order instructing the Secretary of Homeland Security, Mark Wayne Mullen, to immediately pay our TSA agents in order to address this emergency situation and to quickly stop the Democrat chaos at the airports. It is not an easy thing to do, but I am going to do it. I want to thank our hardworking TSA agents and also ICE for the incredible help they have given us at the airports. I will not allow the radical left Democrats to hold our country hostage any longer. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. So, once again, he outsmarted them. Why? Because if this if for some reason the Democrats sue him and say that he's not allowed to do this under the Constitution, then those Democrats will be going against TSA, right? Because that's what he's doing. He's now just paying the TSA agents. He's not funding anything. He's releasing money to pay them to avoid a crisis. So whoever sues is going to be going against the TSA. Who's going to sue? Nobody will sue. Nobody would dare sue. How could they possibly sue? And if they do sue and a judge has to make a decision, do you think a judge is going to say no? Thousands of people at airports have to wait on these long lines when people have to work for free? No. Checkmate. Checkmate. Golf clap for Donald Trump. Bigger than golf clap for Donald Trump. Checkmate. The man is fucking brilliant. He's fucking brilliant. Okay, we've got a lot of comments. A lot of people have joined. Thank you. Hello, Kevin Wall. Good to have you from the other side of the world, but the right side of the issues. Good evening, Kevin Young. Hi, Angela Ricca. Hi, Ramon. Hi, Maisie. Democrats are showing how they support. Yeah, they're showing. Well, now the latest thing is I was just on X, and all the Democrats are going, well, if Donald Trump could have done this, why didn't he do it in the beginning? Well, why did you close down the fucking government? Hi, mom of the birthday girl. Oh, thank you, Lucille, my little girl, and my little boy. Ty is 21 today, and Jen is yeah, they're both born on the same day. And my cousin, third time removed, also on this day. And who else in my family? Somebody else's this day. So a lot of us are, a lot of 26. Another cousin is on my birthday. So I don't know. We have a thing for March. Yes, she is off celebrating. And Curtis Lewa, yes, it's his birthday too. Donald Trump knows what he's doing. He absolutely does. Aloha, no FEMA Red Cross is hoarding supplies and no delivering here. State is barely doing anything. County mayor is in scramble mode. No Department of Plans and Permitting, including Department of Land and Resources, is seeking to fine homeowners for cleaning up their property. Sounding like California to me. State adding too much rubbish outside for local donated pickup. Well, it sounds like California to me. The Democrats failed to publicly support because they fear the radical left more than the Republicans. Yeah, well, I mean, what pissed him off was that the Republicans capitulated to their deal, and then they did a Lucy in Charlie Brown, right? She yanks the football away. No, he's not going to do that. And so now who's gonna say what he's doing is illegal? I want to see who has the balls to do that. Hi, Karen. Good to have you. Hello, Professor. Good to have you. If the Democrats would sue Trump, oh, well, then Trump would respond to them, bring it. Well, but more importantly, I mean, that would be a news story to end all news stories. Elon Musk offered to pay the TSA workers, but I'm guessing maybe we're not allowed to accept his money. I don't know about that. We're not allowed. I don't know. I think that probably it would have had to go to the general funds. And if it went to the general fund, no matter what, the Congress has control of the purse strings, right? Always. So, now, like I said, he checkmated them because he's going to use an emergency executive order to get them paid. So the money has to be released. And, everybody there is part of his, everybody in control are his people. So they're going to do it. So somebody will have to sue to say that's not legal. Who's going to be that person? Who would be that person? Trump is playing 5D chess, 100%. Hello, Colleen Mahoney. Yeah, it's this is something else. Yeah, Cory Booker screaming like a crybaby. Oh yeah, they're screaming now. Well, if he could have got the pay, why didn't he do it in the beginning? I mean, they are losing fast, and they're concerned was the moderates were going to break ranks again, because they were getting a lot of heat. So let's have this argument. I'm so excited. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so there's a lot of 26s out there. Yes. And I'm allowed to say this. I'm not going to say where it's happening, but as of today, Ty is officially a police officer. Not in New York, in Florida, but I'm not going to say the county until he's sworn it. But he signed the contract today. So his grandfather and I are just over the moon, over the moon. So yeah, it's great stuff. It really is great stuff. It should be officially announced that the Democrat Congress and senators are officially in dereliction of their offices and therefore be officially called traitors against the American people of the United States. Let it be known throughout our country. I hear you. Believe me, I hear you. And I think we're going there, but maybe not just with a statement. We're going to see some stuff in a minute, some stuff that's going to blow your mind. Hello, Andrew Dorman. Has to go through Congress. Yeah, well, supposedly it does. But who's going to sue him, Carl? Who's going to sue him? Who's going to say no? Who's not going to cut the check? Who's going to want to shut down all the airports? Which person? Which judge? Which senator? Which congressperson? Who's going to do it? Trump has lawyers too. Yeah, well, we're spending, the lawyers are being paid for by the people of the United States of America. And frankly, I'm sick and tired of paying lawyers because all these lawsuits we have to defend and we win, 90% of them. It's ridiculous. Pigs generally only squeal when they feel a threat. Yeah. Oh, that's a good statement. And it's true. I know Cory Booker isn't getting any milk. Well, they're all having problems, taking the money under the table. So that's a big problem. Congratulations, Ty. Yes. Yeah, we are so proud of him. Just pray that he's always safe. Okay. Pray he's always safe. We respect our veterans and first responders in Florida. Yes, we do. We absolutely do. In South Carolina, too. I'm reminded that the real power is the people, not the government, because we don't work for them. They work for us. Excellent, Ramon. Excellent. Congress shouldn't get paid either. They have to. It's part of the Constitution. It says it. The Constitution, it actually says it in there, that nothing can stop them from being paid. Yeah, because they don't want... I don't know exactly why, but anyway. Oh, no. Oh, I almost did something really, really stupid. Holy crap. I almost ended our live stream. All right. So listen to this. This was, some people were suggesting that they get paid this way. Watch. But here's something you may not know about when you buy an airline ticket, the money you pay and what it's for. Watch.
We are getting the facts tonight on the ongoing partial government shutdown that has left thousands of TSA employees across the country without a paycheck. Now, questions are being raised about why a fee collected from airline tickets can't be used to pay those agents. So Lou Jacobson with PolitiFact joining us live now. So Lou, what can you tell us about this fee?
Sure. So the passenger security fee is real, but according to federal law, it can't be used to solve the current funding crunch. When you buy a plane ticket, you're charged a security fee that is forwarded to the federal government. In 2014, Congress raised the fee to its current level, which is $5.60 per passenger for a one-way trip or $11.20 for a round trip.
So now, Lou, data from the Airlines Reporting Corporation shows there were more than 183 million domestic trips in 2025. So with the millions of dollars being collected from those fees, where is that money going?
Yeah, so it turns out that only a portion of the funds goes to TSA directly. By law, a fixed share of that money is put into the federal government's general fund, the Treasury, with the goal of reducing the federal debt. Specifically this year, the first $1.64 billion in passenger security fees go to the general fund. The law also says that a separate $250 million per year total has to be used to cover the costs of airport spending on various machines used by TSA for things like baggage screening. Whether, whatever else is raised by the ticket fee does go to TSA, but this funding only covers about 35% of TSA's costs in a typical year. The rest comes from federal spending bills, and that's what's caught up in the federal shutdown right now.
So could the Trump administration move funds around on a short-term basis to help these TSA agents?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good idea, but we checked around with legal experts and we found that there's no legal way to do this. So basically, until the shutdown is solved with a new bill passed by Congress with funding, the TSA worker shortages will keep going. It does seem like tonight that there is some progress in Congress on getting a deal to start up funding again, but we'll just have to see if that works out or not.
All right.
So that was yesterday. Okay, so now, hear me out. So we all know that Congress has to create legislation or a budget, right, to go to the president, and the president signs it, and then money flows. But Congress is refusing to do that. All right, and as I said before, who's going to sue them? Because we all know that you can't spy on members of Congress either, but the Democrats did it. We all know it's illegal to pretend that there is a Russian collusion and make a report when there's not. We all know that it is illegal to use your own personal server for emails and then erase them, right? We know that lots of things that have been done in the past by Democrats are illegal, and they were done for nefarious reasons. So, if this is not following the letter of Congress to get people who are working to keep the nation moving and commerce going, if this is illegal, then either Congress is going to have to do something or they're going to have to sue him to stop him, right? I don't know. I think it's brilliant. The problem is that the Democrats don't have a problem doing things that aren't legal for nefarious reasons. Republicans are we just follow the rules and we don't stick together. Democrats stick together. You see how they walk in lockstep. But talking about not following the rules, I want to show you, and I know we're already long, and this is a long clip. Sheila Shafullis McCormick, Florida, Broward County, right adjacent to where I have my condo in Florida, was money laundering funds from the federal government and sending them to Haiti and also spending them on her campaign. Right now, live, there's a hearing going on, and you could catch it on PBS NewsHour. I caught a little bit of it to try and give you an idea of what's going on, and I'm going to play it for you right now.
Procedural history of this case is laid out in the PowerPoint 3 that was given to us by staff. Now, my question, staff, to you is looking at the PowerPoint, again, that addresses some of the allegations. Specifically, I want to turn your attention to the page 6 of the PowerPoint. Page 6 of the PowerPoint shows the flow of Trinity funds in 2021 and 2022. Now, going back to page 5, we see in 2020 that Ms. McCormick received a salary of $86,000 for her role as CEO of Trinity. Is that correct? Am I reading those documents correct?
That's correct.
And then in 2021 and into 2022, according to the documents and according to the PowerPoint, it appears to me that if you add the money that went directly to Ms. McCormick and the money that went to the LLC, which she exclusively controlled, which is SCM Consultants, it appears on page 6 of the PowerPoint that in 2021 and 2022, Ms. McCormick received $6.7 million in compensation. Is that what I understand? That the previous year she received $86,000 in the following 2 years, she received $6.7 million.
That's correct.
And in addition to that, there was an additional $600,000 that went into a LLC known as the EC firm.
Yes, which she owned 50%
And
of.
Ms. McCormick owned half of those funds. And then from those different accounts, from her personal money that she received of the $2.3 million, from the SMC consultant, and then from the EC firm, much of that money then flowed into her campaign.
Correct.
And then there also seems to be money that came directly from Trinity Healthcare. Now, Trinity Healthcare is an Inc. It is incorporated, not an LLC. Is that correct?
It is an LLC that has elected to receive corporate tax treatment. So for campaign finance purposes, it is considered a corporation.
Okay. And according to document 6, and I think in the statement of alleged violations, it appears that $200,000 went directly from Trinity Healthcare into her campaign?
Nearly. It was about $198,000, a little more than that.
And would Trinity Healthcare have been legally able to give that money directly to the campaign?
No.
And then as it relates to the 2022 election funds, that is found on page 10 of the PowerPoint. I want to refer you to page 10 of the PowerPoint. It appears that the Haitian government deposited $12.5 million into a Florida-based corporation known as Petrogaz Haiti. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And then that Florida-based company, then they deposited $810,000 into a PAC known as Progressive People.
Progressive People was not actually a PAC. It was not registered as one, but yes, Petrogaz Haiti in 2022 transferred $810,000 to an organization called Progressive People, Inc.
And that organization, the respondent's husband was responsible, or was, it says here, owned by respondent's husband and leadership PAC chair. Is that correct?
That's correct. Those two individuals owned the organization and were on the bank records. The husband was the vice president. The other individual was the president.
And so then of that $810,000 that Progressive People received from Petrogaz Haiti, who received the money from Haiti, it then goes into I guess a third account, which is Truth and Justice.
That's correct.
And Truth and Justice was run by the respondent's campaign consultant. Is that what I understand?
That's correct.
And then money was paid out of the Truth and Justice campaign to pay vendors. So they went to pay for items that benefited Ms. McCormick's campaign. Is that correct?
Yes, that includes invoices explicitly billed to the Congresswoman's campaign that were paid by Truth and Justice.
So isn't it interesting? First off, bravo for Congress doing this in prime time. Well, almost prime time, right? Yeah, well, it started somewhere around 7 o'clock. Wasn't that where the time that the J6 hearings went on? Yes. Loving it. Also, isn't it amazing that here, Progressive People, we're seeing how federal funds are washing through to do nefarious things and even go to other governments, right? So, you know who must be shaking in their shoes right now? Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib. Maybe, I don't know about AOC, but those two sure have some problems, but especially Omar. But anyway, this is going on in Florida. Millions and millions of our tax dollars washing through this woman's business, where she got $85,000 the first year and then millions the next year, and then used the money for her campaign. That was only just a few minutes of the hearing. It was 4.5 minutes of the hearing. I'm sure it's getting better, but did you know it was happening? No. Did you hear it in the news? No. Did you see it on MSNBC, CNN, MS Now? ABC, NBC, CBS? I sure didn't. It's hardly even in the newspapers in Florida. I follow what's going on in Florida. I didn't see it in the news. Okay. When the farmer goes to kill an animal for food, they kill the pig and not the horse and the cow. Right, because the horse and the cow work and they get things done. And the pig is for eating. Make them stand in line with everyone else at the airport. Well, that's what's happening now. Is the airlines aren't giving special treatment. There's no special treatment for anybody. I predict a pig slow rotisserie in the not so distant future midterm elections. Excellent. I love you. I love you. Voting is not just for federal, is every election for local, school board, county, right. Everybody's got to get out to vote. TSA was started because of 9/11. It took over 20 years to fix all the airplanes so they can't blow up on impact. Today, this is not an issue anymore. That is why they don't care anymore. You know, Professor, the one thing I thought was interesting about that LaGuardia airport crash is that plane kind of crumbled. And the planes that flew into the World Trade Center didn't. Or supposedly, pierced the building. Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, there's been conspiracy theories that there was also bombs in the building and or explosives in the building as well. That it wasn't just the plane that caused the damage to World Trade Centers, but I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. They're all getting caught slowly and per the strategy. Yeah, well, here's the thing is that they, everybody jumping up and down, all the MAGA, fucking, what's her name? MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene, jumping up and down. Oh, we want justice. We want it right now. We want people to go to jail. Give things time. Give things time. You're talking about doing lots of big things in 4 years while everything, all of the Democrats are against you and all of the news media are against you. He has nothing, no support anywhere from the places that like Biden got support, like Obama got support. The cover, right, that they had to be able to do the nefarious stuff to undermine America was from the media, right? Was from that 100% positive coverage that they got in the media from the New York Times and everything else. Now with Trump, it flips. So they have him always under a microscope, and they don't report factually on him. So everybody, you have half the country marching up and down protesting, paid protesters, paid signs. This is that conspiracy that caused these people in Congress to audition for the part and use tax dollars to elect them. That's conspiracy, and it is so. These are Roy Neville Singham situations. This is Democrat Socialists of America situations that are occurring. This is Justice Democrats who interviewed all these people to come in 2018. This was a long game campaign, and they thought they were going to win it. Fortunately, Trump is smarter than all of them. Yeah. All right. So let's see. I've got something else. But here's the thing, right? The Democrats are starting to open their eyes. I want you to listen to this Democrat alderman calling out J.B. Pritzker in Illinois.
Donald Trump. Well, he's absolutely blaming Donald Trump. And listen, I'm not a rabid Trump supporter or hater. But if you're going to blame the federal government, then blame it where this problem began, which was under the Biden-Harris administration that allowed 15 million people from South America, Central America, and across the oceans to come through our southern borders, manipulate asylum, be poorly vetted, and then scattered to the 7 winds of the United States. That's where this problem started, and I have yet to hear a single Democrat hold Biden and Harris accountable for what has happened, because they knew who they were allowing in, they have their information, they vetted them poorly and still let them go even when they were criminals. And to say it's Donald Trump's fault simply because we refuse to work with them to go after those high priority targets. There are 2,000 priority targets in the city of Chicago right now who we know are dangers, courtesy of the Biden-Harris administration that vetted them, but we will not allow the Trump administration to remove them simply because we don't want to look as though we're capitulating to him.
So that's something. And we're seeing flip Philly red, flip Chicago red, flip LA red. There are coordinated efforts now led by a lot of minority and Black people to flip these blue cities red. I think that, the problem with the Democrats is that we got hold of their playbook. And now we're finally taking it seriously, because for the longest time, Republicans used to say, oh, nobody would ever do that. Nobody would ever do that. And I was the number one person to say, yeah, you can't have a conspiracy. You can't keep a secret. How do you keep a secret? Well, they weren't keeping the secret. They were doing it under our nose, and they were trying to make, if we tried to stop them, then it looked like we were either racist or prejudiced. Sheila McCormick, this congresswoman, she's Black, she's Haitian. So that's the problem, right? I mean, Ilhan Omar, racism, you're making it's only against my people. You're biased, you're racist. The problem with everybody clutching their pearls and calling racist is eventually you use that term so many times that nobody gives a shit anymore. And at this point, whether you do something racist or you don't do something racist, you're being called racist. So who cares? Who cares? It's not racist. It is pursuing criminals, and they're doing it at prime time. This is a win for Trump. Trump is winning all day long this week, this last couple of weeks. And, if Iran doesn't see it or doesn't understand it, the problem is that Iran is also listening to mainstream media. So to them, what they hear is that Donald Trump is unpopular at home. See us? There's a lot of us. They're miscalculating. And so are all the other wokies. They're miscalculating. This war within the United States against the socialist left, and why the fight must continue. Absolutely. I can tell you there were no airplane parts at all at the World Trade Center. I was there at the pit, and no smell of jet fuel. I wasn't there on the day. I was there the next day because I was off because it was election day and I was the county chairman. But I remember the smell, Kevin, the next day. It was like burning. Everything was burning rubber. It was like an electrical fire. It was really weird. He is correct. I don't know who we're talking about. It has to people with common sense, where it has to be outside of politics. Yeah, well, it's going to be take back our country. That's what it is. Flip New York red. Yeah, that would be nice. Wow, never thought of that. Was this ever talked about? What? The TSA stuff? I'm not sure what this is. I think it's the TSA stuff. Listen, know that Elon and Trump have been meeting. So, and Elon said he would pay the TSA. So, like I said, Trump is winning all over the place. He's got this down pat. He knows what he's doing. And you know what the best thing is that the wokies think he's stupid. So this is a great thing, right? The wokies think he's stupid, and they think that they can still keep saying that he's a criminal, a felon, and all this stuff. The interesting thing is, and when I hear somebody say he's a felon, I ask them, so then what is, and they say, well, he was convicted, it's government, blah, blah. So I say, okay, so now what do you think about Mueller and Jack Smith and Tish James and Adam Schiff? They're all being indicted And they are all, it's all on government stationery. Are they too criminals? Oh, no, only Trump. Why? Oh, so if a Democrat government does it, then it stands. But if a Republican government does it, it doesn't stand. See how ridiculous that is? See, the problem is that now we know that the government is used to go after their enemies. So the truth is that the government doesn't truly represent the people anymore, and that we need to fix. After the storms here in Hawaii, folks have started to open their eyes. There is some shady elected officials being exposed. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of that happen. I was there also. I saw airplane parts. I walked through that cloud of people, asbestos, and who knows what. Okay. I know that there were airplane parts because one fell on my parking spot. We had the fuselage of the plane on my parking spot. There was a jet engine, like on the corner of Vesey and Liberty, and West Street too. We had a lot. We have a lot of crushed airplane parts and fire engine parts and things like that. So I know that they were there. That's why I'm saying is that how was that plane strong enough to go through the building without crushing, on impact and like collapsing? If you see the plane with LaGuardia just hitting a fire engine. I think that there was more than just the plane in the 9/11 attacks. I think that there had to be something else beyond the jet fuel. That's just my thought. I was in school during 9/11. I was in the stairwell of Tower 1 and sure did smell a lot of jet fuel. Yeah, I know the smell down there was horrible. Leftist has MAGA-phobia. Yeah, well, no, the leftist is now they're afraid. I would get ready for another couple of attempts on Trump's life because this is too much. Congrats to your grandson. Thank you so much, Debbie. And yet last year, Anthony Weiner ran for New York City Council in the Democrat primary, even though he is a registered sex offender. I don't think that New York cares. I know California doesn't. Just got back from dinner and lots of wine. Oh, good for you. You should watch this. You should watch this show. I think this was one of the better ones. That building imploded. It was really, I just don't know how those planes, stood together enough to pierce, unless it was because they were going at full speed. I don't know. Controlled demolition possible. Yeah. My daughter survived 9/11. Yeah. Oh, thank God. Thank God. All right. We're really late again. But anyway, go watch the hearings. I think they're worth watching. Omar has got to be shitting her pants right now. You watch. She's going to resign from Congress because they're coming for her too. And I like that they're doing it in prime time. Okay, everybody. So I don't think that I'll be back tomorrow, but if something happens, I'll always jump on. I love you all. Thank you for everything. Share the show. Please subscribe to the channel if you're on YouTube. Hype it up, especially the shorts. We are 175 away from hitting that magic 1,000 number, and we need that 1,000 number. So if you have any friends that will just click subscribe for the hell of it, tell them don't hit the bell, just hit subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you all. Have a great night. And once again, Trump is winning, and so are we.